welcome in. Game 7, decider match. Winner goes through to face Vinchester in the finals. Loser, I think, goes home. I don't think there's a third place match here, is there? No, there's not. So, this is it. Sitaux has the Magyars. Sebastian has the Tatars. And we've seen a lot of laming here in this set so far. Looks like both players are just hanging out at home for now. I think we're just hanging out at home for now. This is when things start to get nerve-wracking, right? Game 7s are big. And on Arabia especially, but at really any high elo game like this, a game can be decided over very, very small things. One bad fight, one, hole in the wall, one, minute of idle TC time, whatever. Anything could end up costing you the game. So both players are going to be very careful here, trying to take good fights. I wouldn't be surprised to see surprisingly passive play from both players considering the civs, but maybe not. It could also not be the case. Both these players are very aggressive naturally, I think, so maybe they fall back onto their baser instincts and try to close out the series with a bang. We'll see. Two very similar civs. They both can go into cav, but the main composition here for both is cav archers. I'm pretty sure Magyar cav archers are better, but there are arguments to be made, right? The Magyars have extra range, and is it an extra attack? I can't remember what the other bonus of recurve bow is. I remember the range. And then Tatars have the extra armor. So I think Magyar cav archers are preferable, but I don't know if we'll get to see that or not. We also have really good timing bonuses for each civ. Magyars, of course, get the attack bonuses for their cavalry and infantry for free in each age. So Sitaux could just go for fast feudal into heavy scout pressure. Sometimes you can win the game off of a really bad fight your opponent takes with Vils. But the Tatars also get things for free. They get Thumbering for free in Castle Age. They get Parthian Tactics for free in Imperial Age. And we've seen a couple players win with the Tatars off just full crossbow, capitalizing off the free Thumbering, getting ballistics quickly, and just being very difficult to deal with very early in the Castle Age. So we'll see what the approach is from both players here. Looks like Sebastian's actually going to be going up to the Feudal Age faster. He's going to click up now. Sitaux waits for Loom. He gets an extra villager, and he'll be up as well. And yes, very, very passive openings. Both players just pushing deer. They scouted all their stuff. That's all they see. Neither's been forward all game. Oh boy. Oh boy. What are we thinking? Which civ do we like better? Tatars also technically... the Tatars also have the hill bonus, which can be relevant sometimes. They get a couple of sheep whenever they build a TC, which is nice. Magyars don't really have... neither civ has a great eco bonus, but... Magyars also train their cav archers faster, if that's ever relevant. Alright, Sitaux's going for the French Drush. Game 7, fall back on your roots. He's going for the French Drush. He is, I think, the one that created this strategy. I'm not wrong. I think that's why it is a French drush. Pre-mill. 2 militia. And we're going to see if we can find any damage in here. Maybe on the berries. Villagers have to be pulled onto the same side here. And this is idle villager time. It's going to be an archery range opening for Sitaux. Okay. Sitaux likes a good archer play. He likes it a lot more than Cav, so we're talking about comfortability, right? In game 7 here. Nerves are high. Means he's not taking huge advantage of the free forging, though his initial scout does benefit. But archer opening is strong in its own ways, in its own right. Militia are going to be dealt with here by the scouts. So not too much damage found with that drush, although this is half HP for both scouts is pretty nice. Archery range added in for Sebastian. He does not know what Sitaux is doing, but you usually do, even if you open scouts with the Magyars, you usually mix in the archery range pretty quickly. Deal with spears or your opponent's ranged, and also to set you up for the Cav archers later. It's not a wasted building, right? And Sitaux still has a full HP scout in here, so if there are any weak villagers hanging around, Sebastian has to be real careful. Alright, Seba is going to see the archers already, and he does not see a stable anywhere, so probably can guess that it was an archery range opening. It would be pretty quick if Sitaux opened stable, added in the range, and already had that many archers. Alright, double bit axe comes in for Sitaux. He delayed that quite a bit. It's a little awkward, but it's fine. Stable now coming down for Sitaux, if his army can move out of the way. Skirms in defense for Sebastian. Oh boy, skirms and scouts versus mostly archers. Sebastian going for pretty big walls. He does have a lot of this, like, really thin wood line is kind of interesting back here for Seba. It's nice to have if you need it, though. Main goal directly in the back. This is a lot of, or rather, far away walling to do. It's not a ton of walls, but they're very far away from your units. To have still basically no resources in the back of your base. Fletching on the way for Seba. Sitaux does not even have the blacksmith yet. Skirms snipe down the spears. They can start sniping down the archers. This is a really good fight to start with for Sebastian. All the archers go down. Really good fight. Brutal fight, actually, for Sitaux. Losing all of those numbers so quickly. He still has some scouts that he's massing up. His scouts are better than Sebastian's right now, but that's a lot of skirms behind, even if they're not doing a ton of damage per shot. Skirms still picking away these archers. Villagers? Are they coming to fight? Oh boy, Sitau's trying to go out to this gold. Seems a little bit premature, but okay. More archers going down. Sitaux struggling with the micro here in this engagement, it feels like, but does have the better scouts, can fight with the villagers. Production buildings are right here. Still idle time for these villagers as they're having to fight. Tower. It's actually not a terrible tower. Scouts losing HP, but he's adding in more. It's a lot of production from Sitaux. A lot from Sebastian as well, to be honest. A lot of scouts. Oh boy. Sebastian is fully walled back here, I think. Barring something bad happening around the sides. Though he doesn't have to worry too much about these scouts turning into his base. I mean, he's not walled right here, obviously. But... does Sitaux dive in here? Answer is yes. And these are Magyar scouts. Uh-oh. This could be really bad. We need quick walls on the wood line for sure. That's going to be 2 dead villagers at least. And maybe more. Archer or skirmishers on the back wood line here might pick off a villager. But 3 vills dead for Sebastian in the back of his eco here. And it's going to be more... oh, it was such a good start for Sebastian, but Magyar scouts can do so much damage so quickly. That's a terrible fight for Sitaux to take, though. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think he misjudged that spearman fight. Skirms should be cleared up here, but they're killing more archers. They can snipe down more spearmen here as well before they die. And, well... KD is in Sebastian's favor, but not by a whole lot, especially after the end of that fight. That was actually a really bad fight for Sebastian. KD is even. Eco KD, 3-0 in Sebastian's, or sorry, in Sitaux's favor. Market for Sitaux. He can't sell stone. He used that on the tower, but he is going to click up here. Sebastian's right behind him. Sebastian is right behind him. All right, what's the composition going to be? Sebastian not going crossbow makes me think he's just going to open Cav Archer. And for Sitaux, we don't know yet. He doesn't have a second production building. You could just open Knights here and maybe win with them before your opponent can mass up Cav Archers. Double range behind. It is going to be Cav Archers for Sebastian. Gotta be careful with this, for sure. Gotta be real careful with this. Bloodline's on the way for Sebastian, fletching for Sitaux. And still no second production building for Sitaux. Interesting. He's getting armor for skirmishers. So maybe he has guessed what the composition is going to be here. I mean, it's almost always ranged units anyway. 1 knight gets added in for Sitaux. It's going to be Cav Archer. Oh boy, I'm getting real stressed out. I can't imagine these players. Bodkin on the way. Thumbring comes in immediately, so the Cav Archers are pretty strong straight out the gate. But Elite Skirm for Sitaux. What a weird build for Magyars. Archer opening is okay. It's not common, but it's okay. And then into Skirm. Adds in a second archery range, so could add in the Cav Archers now if that's what he wants. And alright. What better way to end out the semifinals, Game 7 of the second semifinal, than Cav Archer v Cav Archer after a tournament of Cav Archers. And maybe we'll see. I mean, Sebastian's timing to the Cav Archers was way better than Sitaux's. And, like, obviously, Sebastian's Cav Archers are better for now. Until Sitaux can swing the upgrades. This is concerning, though. I think you have to come home and deal with this, do you not? Okay, apparently Sebastian does not think you have to. He's going to go for a second TC. And he's going to try and flee over to the other side of his base. He's massing up reinforcement cav archers back here, but he's going to need... Oh, I guess it's just scouts, a couple knights, just one knight actually. Cav archers forward. TC completes. These farms are very much out in the open, though. Sebastian has not found any damage forward in Sitaux's base. Sitaux does kill another villager. It's now 4-0 eco KD. Sebastian does have the second TC down faster, though. Ballistics on the way for Sitaux. Sebastian needs a university real fast, I think. Or this is going to get sketchy for him. Third TC. Oh boy, that makes me nervous. Sebastian's gonna try and gain an eco lead and just stem the aggression from Sitaux. It could work, maybe. Get the extra sheep, which is nice for the initial boom. Seba seems very comfortable with this army in the back of his base. Hasn't taken great fights forward, though. They couldn't find a single villager kill in Sitaux's base. So maybe now you just come home and clear this. Another villager down. Yeah. Alright, well, it's going to be a full clear for Sebastian. Sitaux takes as good of a fight as he can with his spearmen in there. Sebastian not really microing down the spears super well, but it's alright, I guess. At least it's out of his base. He's on 3 TC. Sitaux just adding in his second now. And Sebastian still has a bigger army. Bloodline's only coming in for Sitaux now. Siege Workshop being thought about for Sebastian. That Archer is probably a misclick. Wheelbarrow on the way. Siege Workshop more defensively for Sebastian. Okay, Sitaux's gonna try and run in again. I don't think he can run that far in, though. One more villager down. I think we really need the university and ballistics for Sebastian. He can take these fights really well if he just had these upgrades. Have archers sneaking out. Siege Workshop going up for Sitaux. Sebastian won't see that. He could deny that so easily. Seba's going to look for damage forward again. It's kind of tough to snipe villagers without ballistics, though. Makes such a big deal. Such a big difference, I should say. There's still holes in the back here for Sebastian. As the mangonel starts to come out for Sitaux. Cav archers diving in. There's not much space in this tower, it's got to be said. This is a big raid. Suddenly the Eco KD is no longer in Sitaux's favor. It is 8-6 now in Sebastian's favor. Those were good snipes. The eco is in shambles right now for Sitaux, actually. Look at this. He has so many idle vills here. It was like 30 of them. He also had to bring his cav archers home to maybe deal with this, which is not bad for Sebastian, who goes for the university now. He can get ballistics immediately after that's up. Mangonels. Trying to get a big shot, but nothing doing so far for Sitaux. Some cav archers hanging out in the back here. Could be annoying. Sitaux trying to dive on the mangonels. University's up. We don't quite have the wood for ballistics, though. Okay, 1 for 2 technically there. Knights diving in, looking for a Mangonel snipe. They don't quite get it, but the Cav Archers can get it behind. Sebastian actually deleting... What did he delete there? Is that his barracks? Mangonel goes down, though. These skirmishers are still providing a lot of value for Sitaux. Ballistics on the way for Sebastian. Still no thumb ring. So Sebastian's Cav Archers will still... Well, I guess armor is in for Sitaux, though. So he can make that decision, I suppose. Armor coming in now for Sebastian. Okay, Cav Archers taking a little peek around. Eco is better for Sebastian. He's now 13 vills ahead. But the pressure is right in his face. And where is Sebastian's gold about to be? He's not going to have any, right? This is his last gold. That's inside his base. He has to come out here for more. Husbandry is going to be denied. This isn't looking great for our boy. It's really not. He's got 25 more vills than Sitaux, but can he hang on long enough for that to pay off? He's got no gold. Another nice snipe for Sitaux. His Mangonel micro is so good. Oh boy. Cav Archers have to come out here and try and snipe down Mangonels. They do get 2. But losing a lot of Cav Archers to do that, these skirmishers have been so important for Sitaux. It's actually really big-brained of him to go into those skirms. Gotta be careful taking that fight around the TC or taking incidental damage from the Mangonels. Armor coming in for Cav now. Sebastian's gonna have to switch into light Cav. He has no gold. He has 0 gold. If he can mass up some scouts or light cav and take a good fight here, maybe that's another not great engagement for him, though. He's having to sell res for gold. He's gonna try and dive on the Mangonels again. He gets 1. He gets 2 with his other one. Loses the Mangonel, though. These skirmishers are a problem. Knights? Oh, Knights over... Okay. He is on the gold now out here. He snuck out, so that's big. Expanding his farm. He's got tons of food, Sebastian does. If he can just add in any kind of cavalry unit, it's ideal here. Knights, light cav, whatever. Okay, he's gonna get the +2 armor. It's feeling like the Frank game, though. Seba's trying to save up for one big push out. Is it gonna be enough? It wasn't last time. Another Mangonel down. This TC is very close to going down, though. He wants to wait for the armor, at least, before he tries to dive out there with the Knights. Eco is heading back in Sitaux's favor. Okay. Armor's in. Do we wait for more Knights? Still taking bad fights with the Cav Archers while that's happening, though. TC goes down. We're gonna need to fight here. This is it. Knights dive in. They snipe down 1, 2, 3 mangonels. They snipe down 4, 5, 6 mangonels, but there's not very many knights left to deal with the skirmishers. I think Sitaux wins from here, maybe? I think he does. Although skirm's going down. Cav Archer's also going down for Sebastian. His base has been cracked wide open as well. So he's having to abandon a lot of farms here. Sitaux's skirms are running low, though. Without the skirms, Sebastian can take a good fight. Handcart coming in for Seba. He might have done enough, maybe. Second armor coming in for Sitaux for his knights. Seba dancing in front here. Trying to take a good fight. Military numbers not looking super hot for Sitaux anymore. He's got 12 units on the field. Forward vills go down. Skirm's still getting a ton of value here against the Cav Archers, but Sebastian needs to push out, right? Oh boy, we're dead even on villagers. We're dead even on villagers. Cav Archers could find some kills in the back here. These guys have been hanging out in the back of Sitaux's base for a long time. We'll see how fast Sitaux reacts to that while he's having to focus on everything else. The answer is after 4 villagers die. 5. Sebastian coming back out on this gold. It's battering rams inside the siege workshop. This is also awkward now for Sitaux. A lot of his production buildings are just right here. They're just kind of ejecting into the army of Sebastian. So Sitaux's gonna have to recollect his production buildings at home now. He has like 3 stables, 2 archery ranges back here. He's gonna have to make more. Sebastian is heavy on stone. Skirms still just kind of filtering out into their death here against the knights, though. Oh boy. This is a crazy game. Forging is now in for Sebastian. +2 armor on the knights make this much more difficult to micro with the Cav Archers for sure. But it's still doable. Sebastian has a castle banked up. Where does he drop it? Where's the first castle go? Is it just like right here? Deny all this stuff. Although right next to the right next to the siege workshop that has stuff inside it, it's a little scary. Sitaux going for a watchtower here doesn't feel great. But Cav Archers, what are we doing here with the Cav Archers? I guess they're fine. Sebastian's about to have enough for 2 castles at this rate, before he decides where he wants one. Has Sebastian held? Did he hold long enough? The reverse into Sitaux's base is happening. So, I mean, Sitaux's base is wide open. He's all over the place. It's a forward castle. It's a really forward castle for Sebastian. Okay. Sitaux still struggling to keep military up. He doesn't have the eco for a whole lot. Sebastian is floating a ton of food. And I don't think Sitaux has any way to deny this castle. If Seba ever finds his way back here, it's going to be a nightmare. These vills are looking for another place to put a castle, and it might just be right here. Castle does complete. TC here for Seba on the gold. More watchtowers, but they're only watchtowers. Nicer running through Sitaux' eco. Look at the eco KD. 50 to 18 in Sebastian's favor after all of that pressure in his base. That's crazy. This castle is not going to happen, though. But knights do arrive on the gold, so they're going to find some villager kills in revenge of all these vills dying. The eco for Sitaux has been decimated. He has no villagers working on farms, hardly at all. He's losing more. I think Sebastian might have held. GG, well played. Good luck in final. And Sebastian takes it in game 7. That was a crazy hold from Sebastian. I can't believe he held against all that pressure for all that time. He held just long enough to get into the knights, took a huge fight, cleared up, what, 6 mangonels, and took a pretty decent cleave into the skirmisher mass. Sebastian takes it. He takes it. And it's going to be Sebastian versus Vinchester in the final. That's so hype. Yeah, you believed. You believed more than I did, Coco. You were saying he was fine all along. And it turns out he was.